Okay, let's talk about hearing loss and then the use of hearing aids. So during this presentation, we'll briefly learn how normal hearing works. We'll look at a diagram that is the anatomy of the ear. We'll understand what a hearing loss is, go over some causes for a hearing loss, and what the use of a hearing aid is for someone with a hearing loss. So, someone with normal hearing the outer ear collects the sound. It is then sent to the middle ear. In the middle ear is where the sound changes. So it goes from sound to vibration in the middle ear. The vibration then travels to the inner ear, and where hair cells and nerve fibers collect the vibration and transmit it into a signal. These signals are sent to the brain. So what is a hearing loss? With hearing loss, a temporary or permanent problem within the ear or brain keeps sound from being heard. So you can have a mild, a moderate, severe, or profound hearing loss. It can affect one, both, or it can lead to difficulty hearing conversation or loud sounds in the environment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Aha! You're on my apartment building on Granite Avenue. You owe me $300. Get it up?
Fred, take it easy. It's only a game.
Wilma, I'm just like them big tycoons. I play to win. Now, Barney, pay up or get out of the game.
Put your books. That's $1 and 2 to go. Steady, it's your turn.
I don't have any more money either. You got it all.
Then I'll take a mortgage on your open call.
Well, come on, take the bank. Well, you don't just sit there like a dummy. I will not have you talking that way to our girl. Come on, Barney. I think we better go.
So types of hearing loss. Conductive hearing loss is when the outer or middle ear is not properly collecting the sound. So any damages to the outer ear. Sensorineural hearing loss is hearing loss caused by cells or fibers in the inner ear. And mixed hearing loss has a little bit of both conductive and sensorineural components. Central hearing loss is a hearing loss caused by damage to the central nervous system. So basic anatomy of the ear. As you can tell, this is your outer ear. Conductive hearing loss deals with the outer and a little of the middle. You can see the different coloring here. Now neural hearing loss is just the inner ear. These are the nerves I was talking about. The ear canal, the eardrum. So causes of a hearing loss. A genetic cause is hereditary. It is approximately common in 2,000 children. 1 in 2,000. So is inherited from a recessive gene. It is not associated with any syndrome or condition that could cause a hearing loss. Prenatal, though, is exposure to viruses or certain bacteria or other toxins before or after birth. During delivery or the newborn period would be considered a prenatal cause. Postnatal is after birth. So when you're a child and you have a lot of ear infections, and when you're an infant, that can cause a sensory hearing loss. So postlingual causes would be any forced trauma to the skull, your ear, things like that. So trauma to the skull impacting the cochlea, which is in your ear, which leads to hearing loss. So when you have a hearing loss, a hearing aid may be needed. A hearing aid is just a communication device. You may see some on your grandparents' ears, or your friend may have one, and it is used by picking up sound that is entering the ear. And the hearing loss is in charge of processing it to match, and then the signal is sent back to the ear, back into the ear through the hearing aid. So these are types of hearing aids. In the canal, completely in the canal aids, in the ear aids, receiver and canal aids, and behind the ear canal. They all do the same thing, it's just whether or not which is best suited for each client. Here's a picture just seeing all them, the behind the ear, it clips behind the ear. This part would go in your ear, the in the ear, in just the canal. This is just a smaller one, and then even invisible in the canal. So you can just see behind the ear would be bigger, probably more noticeable, ones you're probably used to. Then the invisible one, you may not be able to know someone has one of those. So in a hearing aid, there are four main parts: a microphone, an amplifier, a receiver, and then the battery. These four parts together work together to amplify sound waves. It makes it easier for them to hear the sounds. And that's it. Just some basics. So we learned how normal hearing works. We went over some anatomy of the ear to see the different parts and what those are linked to types of hearing losses. We then went into hearing aids. Just a basic, what kind of hearing aids are out there? What are the parts? What do they do? And how they impact someone who's hard of hearing or has a hearing loss completely.